watching Thrifty Kaniffy.
Hello everyone and welcome to Thrifty Kaniffy. Well, today we're going to be taking a look at a RoseCraft blades knife. This is the Tanasi Lake Teardrop. And a quick look at the packaging reveals we've got the RC logo on the top of the box there. Slogan, we make knives for people who love knives. Great packaging here. You got the RoseCraft blades, website information on either side. You can see that logo repeated on the bottom along with the barcode. China to reveal the country of origin here. And we're going to be looking at this one. This is the RoseCraft Tanasi Lake Teardrop. This is RCT017. Again, country of origin is China. But here's what we have. We've got a 3.5-inch closed length on this pattern. That kind of matches up well with the Cane Creek jack, if you remember that. This Coke bottle pattern. And it's pretty much identical in length, closed length. A little different bolsters and so forth, but different pattern altogether, but same size. So if you're familiar with the length of that, this is what you can expect from the Tanasi Lake. We have the beautiful Bora Bora blue bone handles on this one. Great shade of blue, reminiscent of sort of a Caribbean blue. You got this nice veining in the middle here. Nice little lines throughout. Sort of the intent of their dyeing is always to allow the bone to reveal its natural beauty and just color it enough that that still remains. And I think they've done exactly that on this. So great job with the way they've dyed this. You can see the color matching is pretty much perfect. And there's reveals some really interesting little details in the bone there on this side as well. So it's just really, really well done. So I'm very, very happy with the way the handles look and also feel. So we've got great transitions to the bolsters on either end here. Nice deep thread there. Really like the way they cut that. And that looks fantastic against that satin finished steel bolster. You got nickel silver pins holding this together. Those are all nice and smooth. And this steel shield, this is a rosebud, or of course RoseCraft blades. Good transitions, as I say. The inlay is done really well on the shield. I'm not feeling any of the pins. Both sides seem to be pretty much identical in that respect. Nice and smooth around the edges here, so we've got good hafting. No edginess along the interior of that pivot area there, and I'm gonna have to say that that's actually nicely round over a little bit. Don't have that edginess that I have had with some other RoseCraft blades at the edge, the elbow of the tang there. I really like the shape of this knife. The tapering here is not, it's not completely symmetrical. You got a little more roundedness here at the bottom and a little more straight at the top. You can kind of notice this. So the shape of this knife, I think, is fantastic. It's not just, sort of one cookie cutter piece of design here. He's actually gone through with some differences between top and bottom here. And you can see that that blade just fits in there. Great blade to handle ratio. This will take more time to look at the blade in a moment, but you can see just how much handle and blade, the ratio there is fantastic. Really like that about this knife. I also like that, it's not particularly pointed at the end. If you look at the case pattern, it's not rounded at all. I think it's rounded just the right amount here, where you have, that teardrop shape, but it gets to be a little weird looking if you get it to be too pointy. And I'm glad that Andy didn't replicate that like on the case pattern, which is kind of been a little bit of a turn off for me. I just think that shape is a little weird. Now that's a Tony Bowes design, so I'm sure a lot of people would maybe disagree, but I think I actually prefer this shape to the Tony Bowes pattern. And also keep in mind that these are both 3.5 inches, the case and this Tanasi Lake. So very, very similar in size. And both are available with spear points. So, I mean, if you had to kind of choose one over the other, I think I would probably pick this one. But really great design here. We've got the great shape to those bolsters as well. I just really admire the way this looks, and fits great in the hand. Let's take a look at the back springs here. Of course, you've got those integral bolsters, right, with the liners that go all the way through. And then that stainless back spring, just a single spring with the single blade. Again, nice thick blade stock there, and fantastic centering right down the middle. But you get the long pull there, you can see, and a nice deep swedge here on the profile. Kind of give you a profile of how that looks. Let's go ahead and pull that out. I'd say we get about a 7 pull on this one, and then into the half stop. But very affirmative action into the half stop, and then a good lock up into the full position. Say about 7.5 on your pull here. Very confident in use for this particular knife. You can see that 3.5 inch handle. I'm able to get all 4 fingers on that with the medium size hand. Just a touch of it coming out the bottom there. So very comfortable in the hand. Honestly, you don't have to worry about a second blade interfering with your ability to grip the handle. Nice satin finish on the blade. There's a look at your blade edge. Nice and even across the length there. Take a look at this side. Yeah, pretty much identical on that side as well. I have to say they did a really good job. Maybe just slightly thin there towards the choil. They do give you a nice little sharpening choil there. And if we take a look at the tangs, there's the actual stamp for RoseCraft on this side. There's a good look at that long pull and the swedging. And that nice satin finish. We flip it over. There's Andy's maker's mark. So we can get a good look. There we go. D2 steel, RCT017, the model number. And there was a sticker on there, but I've already removed it. It said China. And there's a good look at that blade. As we work our way around there, and you can see how that swedge looks at the tip. It's a fantastic looking blade. Really like the spear point. Not uncommon to see that on a teardrop design, but basically the teardrop is nothing more than a swell end jack, right? Maybe just a smaller version of what you might expect, but all the same, it's pretty much the same pattern. But great walk and talk. Let's get a close-up audio listen to the talk. And very, very smooth on the open. Yeah, just really a treat to open and close. Watched Tim's review of this knife, and he said something that I totally agree with, and that's, modern guys, they like the fidget factor of their knives, but I have to say, when you get a knife that has such a great half stop and open and close on this walk and talk, that this is just as much fun. Kind of just sit here and open and close. So shout out to Tim there over at Tim's School of Fish for throwing that idea out there, because I totally agree. But yeah, just a fantastic looking blade. Really, really happy with that. Let's get a measure. So total length, they're saying it's 2.8. I'd have to agree. That's pretty darn close. A little over 2 3/4. Then you got a cutting edge right at 2.5. So definitely a UK legal knife. No issues there carrying that, no matter how they measure the blade. And yeah, this is going to be a great EDC style carry, right in that Goldilocks zone that I like to say and mention. It's between 3.5 and 3 3/4. That's right in that wheelhouse for me, for being like the perfect size for an EDC. Fits really well in a slip. Got this beautiful slip from Thomas. It does fantastic work, and that fits in there ideally. So this is definitely going to be a nice little show-off slip and knife combination. What a fantastic combination. So thank you again, Thomas. That's going to be a lovely carry with this knife. But beautiful craftsmanship on this one. Really like how they've put it together. No gaps or anything like that. Nice deep threads, like I mentioned. And you can see that's just very, very tight. Well-centered blade right down the middle. So a lot to like about this particular knife. Love the color. I think they did a fantastic job on that. Feels great in the hand. Great size. Very confident in use. You got a nice pull on it, so you don't have to worry about that closing down on you. And again, plenty of room to fit your hand in a full grip. Pinch grip like this, still very comfortable. So if you want to reverse your grip, very comfortable that way. So draw cuts, pull cuts, just looks to be a fantastic user, and one that I can see carrying quite a bit. But some of the more specifics of the design, we've got, again, that 3.5-inch closed length. You got a 6.3-inch overall length from tip to the cap bolster. 6.3. That's right about that. A little over 6.25, so I'd say that's pretty close. 2.8-inch blade, as I said, and 2.5-inch cutting edge. Now, weight on this is 2.19 ounces. So very, very manageable, and that equates to about 62 grams. Now, at the end of the slideshow there, I'll provide, well, at the beginning of the slideshow, I'll provide centimeter measurements and things like that if you guys want more detailed specifications on lengths and things. But just an awesome design. I really like the overall aesthetic of it, and I think that this is one of those knives I got to give 2 thumbs up. There's just a whole lot going for it. Very beautiful color. The action on the blade is fantastic. The shape of the blade is fantastic. Very versatile. Great size. Will fit, you know, virtually anybody's EDC. And, you know, just a fantastic overall looking knife from RoseCraft. Coming in at $59.99. You can use one of any of the ambassadors' discount codes to save 10% on RoseCraft's website. I would recommend you using Slippy10. My good buddy Slippy, Slip Joint Sawyer. And save yourself 10%. But that's going to do it for my review, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell to be made aware of videos when they drop. We'll see you next time. Take care.